So how is XRP going to transform global finance? Now for me, you've really got to look at XRP's grand vision. Is it just distributed ledger technology? Is it just global payments and speeding up those solutions? Or is it much more? Is it that XRP could possibly be the new financial system? Let's take a look. Okay, firstly, what is their actual vision? The hundreds of bank partnerships that they already have, the ability and interoperability between them, the distributed ledger technology that essentially means cross-border payments now are going to take 3 to 5 seconds rather than what would have been with Swift system up to 5 working days. The future of finance is here. The question though is XRP looking to be just that one step further forward than just perhaps a Swift system? The Swift system itself is outdated, and it's time for the existing system to part ways with us as we move into a new era. The reality is the existing financial system, the Swift system in regards to cross-border payments that is far outdated and realistically is nowhere near up to date with the pace of the internet, let alone artificial intelligence. Ripple and XRP, I think, are going to be at the forefront of what we perceive to be the future of finance. But where do we look first? And I take us all the way to East Asia, because the turning point is now Japan. Let's look at Japan closely. Now the reality is with Japan, they have a massive problem. Japan for many years have had negative interest rates, meaning essentially when you put your money in the bank, you're not getting money, you're losing money. Typically in the Western world, we see interest rates higher. In Japan, they have negative interest rates. Now, why is this a problem? Well, the reality is in Japan have purchased a ton of US debt. And when the problems arise inside Japan, they're going to have to raise interest rates. When they go to raise interest rates, they are going to dump US debt. That's going to bring the entire system into turmoil. I think this is the key, because 80% of Japanese banks already have that interoperability with XRP and Ripple. Why is that? Why are Japan so far ahead in comparison to every other country? Are they already seeing the problems that are foreseen? Are they seeing that the domino effect is going to start there? For me, that's where it starts. It starts in Japan. It starts with the Japanese central bank raising interest rates, dumping US debt, and then the domino effect of the financial system starting to crumble starts there. At that point, liquidity is going to be required. And this is where I believe XRP steps in. This is why I believe you are seeing Japanese banks, the earlier adopters in this new age of digital finance, because they know they are going to be the first domino that drops the remainder of the dominoes. And XRP at that point is going to be required to move in and out of assets at record pace instantly to ensure that the dominoes of the existing financial system don't fall to the level they would without it. On top of this, we have to consider the SEC case. The SEC case has suppressed the price of XRP for years now. And with the end of that marks a new regulatory framework, new regulatory era, where XRP is the only regulated cryptocurrency in the United States. Now, yes, that may not be impactful in other parts of the country, but what the US says, and with Ripple being a US-based company, being regulated by the SEC, that only regulated coin, the only one with regulatory clarity, means they will be at the forefront when these dominoes start to crack. So what about the investing implications? The reality is XRP's price has been suppressed, but yet it's grown 5x over the course of the last 12 months. At the same time, is that still suppressed right now? Are we set to see moves, perhaps when an ETF launch occurs, perhaps when the dominoes of the Japanese financial system start to crack the rest of the world's financial system? For me, all I see with XRP is suppression, and eventually, inevitably, massive upside. That's just my opinion, not financial advice. I hope this helps.